Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is time for a return to Children of Rath. I hope everybody's having a great Thursday. We're popping back in. Our crew of characters is here once again. We'll totally kind of give our normal introductions here, where people can give like a shout out about what's going on with their character. We'll start with Lindsay. How's Winrus doing?
Winrus was
Winrus.
following ye old tiefling lava girl thing around, and ended up having some pretty bad performances. It was just there, and she's still wandering around like a puppy after its master for some reason. She doesn't know why, but she's doing it anyway.
Claude.
I got to know what it feels like to be horny.
Oh boy.
I said the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a Minotaur for a little bit there.
A young one.
Mm-hmm.
And my horns weren't as interesting as the others, but
No.
I am ready to move on. We did fill up the crew slots back,
Yeah.
and we got a couple Minotaur crew, which will be interesting to see how they don't slide around on deck and fall on their butts.
Skill. Maxwell.
So Maxwell's doing pretty good for himself. He made quite a lot of money performing. So shout outs to the DM for even letting me know I could do that. And I'm kind of living the life right now. I got a lot of stuff on sale for pretty cheap, and I'm wealthy. What more could I ask for as a merchant?
Kazran.
Kazran's doing good and made a lot of money repairing the boat they were on, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And Kazran is excited to try out these new cool crystal woodcarver's tools.
Yeah. And of course, Carrion.
Carrie got some cool, like, horn caps made of that cool crystal and managed to not piss off the wizard that the rest of her party was trying to piss off.
Yeah. Good.
I wasn't trying to piss him off.
Mainly me.
You were
Yeah.
succeeding in pissing him off. You weren't trying, you were succeeding. Somehow the barbarian had to come in and be like, all right, let's calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But would you say that we both got horny?
I've always been horny. I was born that way.
Some people.
So, as last time we played, our group of characters found out that their ship was in trouble, and so the Ithuriel docked at a area within the I love a good brain fart that comes into me as soon as I'm trying to speak English.
Can't
English
relate.
is hard.
Yeah.
An island populated by Minotaurs.
Yes. So, upon arriving at the island, well, it was technically it's part of the continent, but Minotaur Central, basically, you arrived at. And once you were there, you did your adventures around the place, and you managed to definitely spend some money, earn some money, have a good time. And now it's approaching the time where, you were in Zerapa, Minotaur Nation. Now it's getting to that time to head out again. You've enjoyed the last couple of days, gotten your materials, and the Ithuriel is planning to leave tomorrow. All of you enjoy your final evening here in the small town in Zapura. The port of Fordmeda. As I sip some drink and try to keep my throat good. And morning will come once again. You know your ship is departing today. Is there any final things you want to do in the port before you leave?
Unless someone still wants to get that book, I'll go part way on. No.
How long until the boat leaves?
Probably mid-morning, around that time they're aiming to leave. So early on.
What time is it now?
Morning. So you have like a couple of hours before it leaves.
Can I perform for a couple hours?
No.
Okay, I figured it wasn't long enough. I want to hang with the party. That's what I want to do today. I'm going wherever you guys go.
Like I said, unless someone wants to get that book still, I have no business left in town.
Same.
Catherine, is there anything you want to do?
Not that I can think of. I think we're good.
Carrion?
Drugs. No.
She's like an Amanita out of nowhere. Like
No, she gets some powdered minotaur horn.
It's like the trippiest thing in this place.
Would that be cannibalism if minotaurs smoked powdered minotaur horn?
They probably, like, smoke the other types of minotaurs.
I think that's still cannibalism.
It's not really
but
eating
it's
it, though.
You're
It's
not,
just like a
you're
thing
not
that grows on them.
consuming.
I think it's just like frowned upon. But
It'd be weird, but it would be like you eating someone's fingernail clippings.
yeah.
Yeah, basically. Because it's not like they're flesh or anything.
Well, I've got to Google
It's bad, is what it is.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And minotaurs probably wouldn't get an effect of it if it did have any effects on non-minotaurs because it grows out of their own body.
I'm just gonna go out and limb here and just say, like, it probably doesn't do anything in general, but, you know.
I'm just saying, if it did, it probably wouldn't do it to them.
It's still bad. Like, it's not
It's
a
still
good...
bizarre.
Yeah.
So I don't think any of us are like doing anything for this day then, or like till the mid-morning.
I mean, are there any last-minute repairs that need to be done?
No, the ship's pretty good right now. It's in as good a shape as it can without having it, like, docked at, like, a dry docks.
So is the ship going back on its original course then?
It's attempting to head towards Corondor. That's the plan. That's what Kazrin, if you show up the ship, that's what the captain will kind of bring you aside. Crash will bring you along with the rest of his mates, you know, top crew, and he'd be like, I'm going to try to get us back on our normal course. We should be able to arrive still maybe a week or two late to our destination, Corondor.
Good. A good start.
Well, we've lost some money, but at least we'll make enough profit to keep going.
It's not like we could have anticipated a seafaring goblin attack and a strange wizard. That's not normal travel days.
Yes. That route was normally safe. It was unexpected to have something. Traditionally, most goblin pirates do not head that direction from ship. Do not head west. They are known more for setting south, or purposely east.
Well, hopefully, no more interruptions on the journey like that.
Very true.
You'll think about either way.
Okay. So all of you eventually will reboard the boat, and it will set sail again. Heading away from Fort Media, the new crew will sort of like integrate themselves as best as possible. As I said, you got this mixed bag of folks. There's the couple of minotaurs, some humans. That elven man you had talked to had seemingly managed to arrange passage. It looks like as a... wow, my you can tell I'm not doing great today because my brain is brain farting way too much.
It's okay. Take your time.
As a
We're here to
passenger.
have a good time.
Passage as a passenger. The word passenger escaped my brain. That's how...
We've all
Who's
been
a passenger?
Mm-hmm. So, effectively replacing the bunk where the man that apparently tried to murder you all is now an elven man with you,
Hey.
some of you.
Hopefully
less
he
murder.
won't murder us.
Yeah.
Dude, he'll probably still murder us.
Yeah, it's a haunted bunk, unfortunately.
I hope not.
Anyone up for cards again? Now that we actually have money to play with.
Ooh. Sign me up, Claude.
Go
I
ahead.
shall pass.
Okay. Is there anything particular you're going to do then, or are we just gonna kind of pass our time for now?
I'm gonna get back to work.
Okay. You get back to work. The rest of you can get back to being passengers. The Elven man is definitely more friendly than Brighton was. He says his name is Nim. He doesn't really specify where he's from, necessarily. It's definitely kind of... there are many groups of elves throughout the world, but elves and elf kind of thing, unless you, like, actually know how to tell the difference, unless you're, like, an elf, you probably don't know how to tell where they're naturally from. Just like sometimes humans, you can give a guess of what continent and their stuff they're from, or area they're from, just by their looks. Let me put it this way. Otaria is very, like, I'd say, like, Middle Eastern skin complex. Jamora tends to be more African skin complex, and Arona tends to be very European. That's a good way of, like, saying. And and a lot of the other islands are varied. But again, there's been a lot of mixing in the world, so you never know at this point in time.
There's been a lot of mixing in me.
Yes, there has. So unless you're doing anything in particular, time will actually pass. The boat will return to its normal path. Days, weeks will pass. Things will kind of settle back into the way that they were before everything went down on the boat. And everything seems quiet and safe again. There doesn't seem to be any...
Keeping my eyes peeled. The last time it was quiet and safe, it wasn't a good thing.
You don't have any particular issues as the Ithuriel chugs back along under its sailing power back onto the course it was on. About 3 weeks later, though, Kazran, you know that you're actually approaching Corondor at this point in time. The ship itself is actually scheduled to head back towards Shiv after this. So, I know that you kind of had some ideas. What do you want to do once the ship gets back? You're probably the one to go to everybody else at this point in time, too.
Yeah. Think I might take off with... I mean, I'm a little curious about this amulet that I have that goblin raiding party wanted, so I might try to travel a little bit after, try to find more about that. I'm not thinking too far ahead at the moment, but I think for the moment, Kazran is mostly just focusing on the journey as the journey is, and keeping an eye out, like we said, because last time we didn't do too well and we got attacked by goblins.
Yeah. Carrion, Wintress, what are the two of you kind of planning when you arrive?
Well, the wizard man told us about that one college that had a library.
Talaria.
Yes. That's definitely where long-term plan Carrie wants to go. But honestly, wherever.
Talaria, by sailing ship, would probably be another couple of months away from the path you have. There's probably faster ferries, if you could try to arrange them. Corondor's not a bad place to sometimes find them. There are other places, like you could stop with, there's the Burning Isles that are very easy to visit. Traveling to Aronia, and maybe, like, getting towards Benalia to try to get a vehicle from there to Dominaria. So there's ways of getting there. Maxwell, you and Claude, what are your kind of plans at the moment?
What were the notable things at the place we're arriving at?
Corondor. Let me tell you all about Corondor.
Is there any relation to Trondor?
Oh, it's Corondor. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought it was like Condor, like the bird.
It's close to it, and I keep saying a lot of bad, like mispronouncing it.
Like I said, is it anything like a Trogdor?
There's a lot of locations within it, a lot of cities. Some of them are still in existence. There's a lot of history to the place. It is in decent shape at this point in time. I would have to... probably the closest that you could go to is the major city. There's Crone in the southeastern area of Corondor, close to where you're having. That still exists today. Let me give you a couple more places that still exist in Corondor. It is a very big island. It's probably not the same size as Shiv. It's smaller than Shiv, for those of you that like are from there at least. But it itself is a pretty decent sized place. What did someone roll? Oh. Speaking of chat.
Are we supposed to roll something?
No. There's
I was going to say, I might... I pretty much just try to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't stay in one place for a long time, just because I don't want any of my creators to find me again.
Boy.
I don't know what you're talking about. There would be friendly.
Well, my plan is the same thing as it is on every piece of land. Exploit those who are dumb enough to give me their money and establish connections with wealthy business owners and other fellow merchants. And maybe practicing some fencing on the side.
Yeah, you'll be coming into the region of Golthanor. Golthanor is a territory within the island of Corondor. I think I'm actually pronouncing it right now. Yeah, I know. It's like eventually I will.
Are you sure Corondor isn't?
Telemar City is the main city that you're probably going to be coming into. It connects the islands of Corondis to Corondor, and it is one of the major places within that region. So, the city itself is old. You can tell signs of definitely being as your ship is coming into the territory there. You can definitely see signs of the repairs that have been done to it over the years. You would have known of the stories about the great devastation that Corondor suffered at the hands of the Phyrexian invasion, and even the time spiral incident, which is within the last 100 years, had major ramifications. It is close by to, of course, heading deeper into it, into the salt marshes. You can find Cone, which is the biggest city in the area. Ship will come into port then. It's spelled with a K. That's Khone. because
There's
that's
no place like home.
I know, really.
Out of home.
That's the most elaborate way to spell corn I've ever seen. Did you just fart, Cat?
Nice.
Mhm. So your ship will come in and it will dock. Crash will kind of move out and come to talk to all of the individuals, of course, that are passengers, and will we are disembarking at Corondor. Those of you who are disembarking, please go. We are returning to Shiv next. I hope you enjoyed your time on the ship, and I apologize for the attack. Fortunately, we were able to survive.
How are you to know what would happen, sir?
Yes. It is something that we would not know, being attacked. You are quite right.
Just want to be more careful on your passengers.
Yes. Well, I thank you for everything.
Have a good trip back.
Yes, we will be
Hopefully
departing in a few days. We have to drop off our supplies here, and we are picking up some supplies to take to Shiv. So, feel free to stay until we leave, if you need a place to bunk, or you do not know where to go. Especially if there's other ships you are trying to get.
Thank you. That is much appreciated. Appreciate it.
Bow.
Yeah.
The elven man will kind of get down afterwards, after the captain leaves, and is, so where are all of you heading?
Hell if I know.
I stay silent.
Eventually off the ship.
Hopefully to some stronger enemies. I like beating.
Trying to get into a fight. Well, there's plenty of places to that. I believe the ship came from Otaria. They still have an arena there. I don't know why you didn't stay around if you're looking for a challenge like that.
Arenas and me, we don't mix.
Also, knowing the two of us, we probably got into trouble.
I might have buried some of those.
I wonder.
Well, it was very nice staying with all of you. How about this? Since you did manage to help arrange my passage out of that place, free rooms for the night on me, for those of you who are staying in town.
Sign me up.
That is very appreciative.
What do
Whenever
you think,
pass up
Carrion?
free room and board.
I guess she just said it. There you go.
I will come as well. I think I need a bit of time away.
Excellent. So Nim will lead you into the town here. This is obviously more of a human-centric town. You can see that things are definitely... again, like, you can see that there's old work in the roads and stuff, and there's still some old buildings, and then there's some, like, newer buildings that you can definitely tell the differences between them. There's other buildings that you can tell had received some kind of damage, and the different kinds of stonework kind of have a vast difference between it. You can see where the older stonework is, laying the foundations of the city, and then more difficult stone, like a more almost lighter stonework that has less age, kind of built upon top of that. It's a city built of a lot of stone, definitely. Is the easiest way to describe it. You make your way into town and into a simple bar. The white marble glass. Which sounds strange.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes, it does. How does it get its name?
It gets its name because it technically has an actual, like, drinking glass that's not made of glass. It's made of white marble. They're known for. So they still call it a glass, even though it's not made of glass. You know, the trick of the language.
It's clever. I like that.
They're known for it. So, you're still like kind of, you're led to I would say like a medium level inn, kind of a little bit in the inner districts away from the docks, getting into where there's a little bit more trade still. You can tell that you're kind of on the main thoroughfare. The place here, you can notice that the owner has like this large, what looks to be like maybe like a wolf dog that seems to be kind of like, it's unusually sized, and it seems to be kind of like hanging out in the one corner in this like very nice looking bed. As you kind of head in, you can see that like it's another one of those buildings that has like you've got the tavern down below, and of course the inn upstairs. There's a woman that kind of is off to the one side, seemingly like at a smaller kind of desk near the stairs that lead upstairs. And of course then there's the bar area. The stairs and the woman are off to your right when you enter, or I'm sorry, left when you enter, and the bar area with like high tables and high chairs is off to the left. There isn't really like a performer going on, just to let you know, Maxwell, if you were interested in that.
Not yet, that is.
Don't forget your backup group.
That's true. Got the whole posse here.
Nim will come up and talk to the lady, and he'll come back. I've kind of studied things, and I arranged for 4 rooms, if that's not a problem. I will take one, and the other 3 are for you to split up as you wish. It seemed that some of you were paired off, at least when it came to traveling.
That's fine. Maxwell and I can bunker up.
And here you go.
I kind of rub my elbow in Claude's arm, saying, "What do you mean, us bunk up? There's ladies here."
Oh, God.
I just look at you and go,
Weird.
I think it's been a long time since you really cared that much in that area.
The strength is still strong underneath, my friend.
But the flesh is weak.
But the bones are willing.
Yes.
Alright.
Bless you, Wintress.
He'll give another key to Wintress and Carrion, and the last one to Kazran.
Great.
I've only arranged for 1 night as it is, but why don't you get yourself settled in? I will do the same, and we could perhaps grab a table, and at least celebrate leaving that place.
Sounds good. Max, do you want to head up?
Regretfully, yes.
Good, Barry, let's at least go drop our packs off.
Yes. They're getting a bit annoying.
I just pick yours up off of your back and carry it with me.
I stare up.
So yeah, I'm just gonna throw my packs in our room and then go back down and start drinking.
Wow.
Is there any kind of water in our room that we can clean up with?
They probably have a basin. Probably they don't have water in it necessarily. If you would ask, they have like a well out back that you could use to fill the said basin if you need to fill with water.
Yeah, I'll probably do so then and clean up a little so I don't smell of the sea as much.
Smell of the sea. You're fine. You're only mildly stinky.
Only mildly sweaty and salty.
Because I would assume the main source of bathing water on a ship would probably be salt water.
Bathing?
Yeah, what are you talking
If
about?
there is any.
No.
You could bathe yourself. They're like, can I bathe somewhere? Have a bucket. Throw it overboard.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, is more... I may not be completely alive, but... I still have a sense of smell, like unlike some people. Oh, actually, no, you have a sense of smell. You don't have a sense of taste.
Correct.
But I don't know how well you could clean.
You could scrub bones.
Yeah.
Probably just dump him into a vat of bleach. And
Bleach your bones.
Yeah, that's the best
That's pretty
cleaning
much how
method.
you clean them.
Yeah.
There are ways to clean bones and get all the nooks and crannies out, but it's a challenge.
Do you sandpaper your bones to
Sure.
smoothness?
Were there
I'd hope-
toothbrushes in like the Magic universe? Like, can't I use one of those?
They're
There's
probably
scrub brushes.
They're probably like small scrub brushes. Yeah.
That's the best I got.
They're probably not the best though. They
I
do-
wouldn't think you want to sandpaper your bones, because after a while you'd be very
Yeah,
thin.
you just wouldn't have the bones anymore. You would sand them away.
But
Basically,
it's
I'm more
scrubbing
worried
in
about
those
my
like
outfit
in
than
those.
anything.
It's scrubbing out the joints that's really the difficult.
Here, hold my arm. Can you be disassembled and reassembled?
The answer's no.
Probably kill me.
Anyway, after you all kind of settle in, you can head down, and Nim will be already down there, having claimed one of the round top tables that seems to have enough room for all of you. Come, sit. Excellent. So where are all of you from?
Shiv.
Shiv. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I know there are some other goblins in various other places, but it seems like you Shivan breed are the ones that are at least the most prolific.
That's one way to put it, yes.
How about you two ladies?
Mountains.
Everywhere and nowhere.
I mean, I do recognize your type, your core, yes?
Slowly nod.
Are you from the tribes of the Aronian Mountains?
Wintress just stares right into his face, but slowly nods as well.
Apologies if I'm a little formal on that one, but I too am from Aronia. My birthplace was originally Lanoir. Unfortunately, I found myself too friendly with outsiders, so it didn't really sit well with me there. There's a lot of fear and anger amongst my people, and I didn't really want to stay there.
I wouldn't want to stay with them either.
Well, if you're a friend of the Lanoir elves, the hospitality is legendary. But it's very hard to make friends with our people.
But
In fact,
Wintress just glances down at her necklace real quick and nods in agreement.
yes, unfortunately, most just end up dead. I believe there's a line of pikes somewhere in the forest. It's really not a really good place to decorate the forest with. Things on pikes.
At least it's not us.
At least that was the Elfheim I came from. Each to their own. So how about you, traveler?
I'm from nowhere specific. I travel.
We're
I've never stayed in
nomads.
one place once for a very long time.
Ah. Well, excellent. Yes. It seems that fate has given me to find all of you, at least at this point in time. So, it may be pushing, but did you have any traveling plans after this? I myself am thinking of heading to the next port and traveling again. I've got a few ideas of where I want to go, but I don't know exactly yet.
Do you need an escort by any chance?
Well, an escort, especially since it seemed like you dealt with brigands of some kind on the ship.
Oh, we're
Yes.
more than qualified.
Pirates attacked.
One
And some strange crab-like things.
Well, I can't say that I'm not one for taking care of myself. I could in a pinch, but an escort would make things safer for my travels, especially if it does take me west towards Aronia again. There are folks that I probably don't want to meet again in that area.
What are you willing to offer us in exchange for us escorting you?
Well, I can offer you 100 gold each by the end of the journey. And if we have to take passage on any vessels, I should be able to handle it.
That's an
suits
awfully
me.
lot of spare change you seem to have. Pray tell how you happen to have 400 gold to offer all of us?
500?
500?
It's 500.
Yeah.
500.
Who were you not thinking about?
Wasn't thinking about the goblin.
I saw like the 4 in the
Goblin doesn't
corner.
need gold.
Yeah, pray tell where you happen to have ascertained this 500 gold, good sir.
Apologies, I don't travel with much direct cash. Some for basic spending, but I've got a number of items on me which are of quite value that I travel with.
Such as?
A very pretty gem with 100 gold. I'm sure you'd be willing to take that, yes?
Hmm. Can we have like a group
did-
huddle for the party?
If you wanna.
What do you guys think? Do you think we can like get more out of this guy?
100 gold is a lot.
Hey, dude.
Yes.
Just wondering for me and my friend here. On this journey, are we going to pass any librarious places?
Well, if my journeys take me once again to Aronia, I believe we could swing by Benalia. They should have a library of sorts within their capital. If I could arrange safe passage in Lanoir, they have some libraries, and if you are seeking the greatest library in the world, we are within spitting distance of Talaria, if we head that way. My final destination is in Icehaven, unfortunately, so I must travel farther north. I was just wondering which directions to go to it, for now.
So there's a likely chance of librarius in this thing.
Depending on the decisions that you wish to take us, yes. Again, my path ahead has very varying options.
I'm in Carrie. Are you?
100 gold might fund my way into any library I wish, so yes.
Hold on. I put my hand in front of the ladies for a moment and saying like, look, what was his name?
Nim.
Nim.
Nim. We're interested in the proposition, but our lives could be at risk here. What say you raise the asking price of 100 gold each to a little bit more?
How about this? Anything of
We got
value...
20 gold from the goblin dude when we saved his ship, Lee.
Anything of value on that which you defend me from, you may keep. I will say nothing about you taking it, nor ask for any kind of split.
Group huddle again. What do you guys think?
Yes.
I think
100
it's
gold is more than
generous.
I've ever seen in my life.
I would also say we should keep an eye on him as well, though.
Right. We don't know if he's true to his word yet. For all we know, he could be promising us something that he can't deliver on.
Not just that, but for such a price for bodyguarding him, I think he expects trouble.
Right.
He also
I am-
might have
He could be a wanted man.
power
I am-
connections to have that sort.
I am not here for money or anything. I am here for fighting. And if this dude is going to be walking up north, past libraries, and dudes who wish to fight, I will fight and win. That's all that matters to me.
Surely your life matters more than fighting.
Bold of you to assume either of us care about our own life.
Can I roll an insight on him?
Sure.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I can do detect thoughts, too.
That didn't go well last.
No.
Yeah, I lucked
And
out
this
on
dude
that.
seems a lot better than the last dude you tried that on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I get much on that.
What are you trying to, like, judge him for? Just, like, how truthful he seems?
Yeah, like, does he seem to be hiding something from us?
You don't notice anything that, like, says screaming, hiding something. He seems fairly honest with what he's saying with you. If there is something hidden there, it could just be, like, he's not saying something. Like, he only said, I'm heading to Ice Haven. He didn't say what he was doing there. You know, I would say, like, what he has said is honest. Like, you could definitely, like, infer that maybe he might not tell you everything. Maybe he is telling you everything. That you can't tell from him.
I'll look at you and go, I don't sense any dishonesty off the bat.
Hmm. Well, however we do this, there's only one thing that I wanted to mention that we do while he's in our watch. Let's keep him in the middle of the party so he won't try to make an escape if anything happens. That way we can get our pay for sure. Sound like a plan?
I can agree to that. I think we should keep an eye on him in general.
I agree. Alright, Nim, you have yourself a deal. I go for the handshake.
He'll take it.
Or the bone shake.
Well, you have your gloves
Still a
on,
hand.
so...
What was that?
It's still considered a hand.
Yeah,
And you have
I
your
got a glove
gloves
on,
on.
so...
Yeah.
That's your skin.
Yeah.
I will reach out for a shake as well.
Do you pad your gloves to make it seem fuller?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Some cotton in there.
He'll kind
They're
of, like...
very warm gloves.
Yeah.
To touch the feel.
Well. I was planning at least staying a day here. I do have a little bit of business in town that I just want to make sure to take care of. So perhaps enjoy your night. Since we are on a new deal, I'd be willing to throw down some money for a second night of staying. Enjoy yourself for a day, and then we shall depart. We should head west through Corondor. We could either get a ferry to the western edge, some smaller boat, or we could head by foot. There are some mountainous regions here. He's going to take out a small map that seems to be, like, it's small, but it seems to have details on the world with all kinds of weird markings and stuff on it. I believe the next stop should be Bogardan. We can get a ship from the western edge of Corondor to there. I can take care of a little business along the way at that location. Do any of you fear dragons?
Here? No.
Dragons are punchable.
I could probably grapple a dragon if I tried hard enough.
No, you couldn't get buried. Please don't try it.
Why do you ask?
But Carrie,
Well,
I like to tie things.
different than, let's say, similar to Shiv, is a place of much fire, and the place I'm planning on going does have a number of dragons in the area. We shouldn't have any trouble, but just wanted to make sure that you wouldn't panic if you saw one perhaps flying over us as we're traveling.
Hopefully
as
they
soon as I
won't
hear the
bother
word,
us.
They shouldn't.
I'm fire resistant, so fire doesn't really bother me that much.
As soon as I hear the word fire, I hide behind Claude.
You get out of your chair.
Yeah.
I burn just as easily as you do.
But my clothing.
My clothes burn as easily as yours do.
But these are one of a kind.
So is my life. Kind of. I just kind of give you a wry smile and just like...
I go back to my chair.
Well, again, I'll take care of some business, so, he's gonna finish off his drink and, like, the little bits of food that he had and be like, well, I guess, until we are dead. I shall see you... If I do not see you tomorrow, I shall see you the next day, preparing to leave. Night to you all.
Good evening. Good evening.
He'll head off.
Anybody else think he's a pompous arse?
A little bit.
He seems alright.
I feel like he
You're
is
also
an
a
elf.
pompous arse strange, so you don't have much to say.
I kind of look down in shame.
I think he's a little suspicious, but until proven otherwise, I don't believe he's dangerous.
He might be pompous, but pompous people pay better.
He is
They also do
definitely.
anything to try and get out of paying you.
Oh, you won't know.
He is definitely.
Boom, have I told you you scare me?
He's definitely a lot friendlier than the stories I've been told of the land of Warelves.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about the whole head on the pike comment.
Oh, that's normal where I'm from.
Lovely.
I've seen it a little in as well.
I've seen worse.
I've put a head on a pike a time or two in my life.
Well, I'm glad to see everyone here is predisposed to violence.
I think you've seen worse too.
You're not wrong.
Carrie, have you ever put a head on a pike?
Surprisingly, no, but I have seen some. What happens when you're part demon?
I still can't believe dragons aren't part demon either.
They're dragons, they're not demons.
I don't know the difference. You think I went
One is
to...
big, has very big scales, the other has horns, and they're both fire resistant usually.
I'm pretty sure demons can be scaly too, right? Maybe? Are you scaly?
No, I'm not scaly.
Okay.
My skin is humanish, it's just pinker than yours.
You do kind of look like you've been out in the sun a bit too long.
Dude, that's fucked up.
You know, I've never actually gotten sunburned. I think it's the pink part. Or maybe it's the
Makes sense.
fire resistant part. I'm not sure which, I just know I've never gotten sunburned.
I can get sunburned real easy. I have white skin.
You're very pale, yes. You look like somebody left you out in the snow for too long.
I mean, she doesn't get any not pale, though. She's always pale.
Yeah.
I'm always pink!
Well, anyway.
I haven't seemed to have changed.
Anyway, now that you have signed on to join this man on his adventure, at least for now, why don't we take our first break?
Let's do it.
So if you need to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, grab a snack or anything, or grab a snack, go ahead and do it, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes, folks.
I'm going to go grab a cat.